Hello there, boys and girls. I'm glad that you tuned in again, and now we have taken a step forward in our journey from peasant to pope. We are, let's say, no longer peasants. We're in Serie B, we accepted the offer from Benevento. Let's see how that pan out. So I would say that we're not starting things that bad. If we're looking at the table right now, we're on 12th position, and I think that you see here just above my head only 4 wins, 10 draws and 5 matches lost. Now what happened in the meantime, because we took over just after the game with Perugia, when there was a very small competitional break, let's say, of 2 days without matches. So they fired the ex-manager on Saturday, I got hired on Sunday, and on Tuesday we played Albino Lefe. And I would say that we played quite good. We were ahead 1-0 until about 74th minute when they equalized. After this we played Cittadella, where we didn't play nowhere near as good. They were much the better team. We only scored in the 19th minute. After this it was our first win and only 4th win in this championship, so in this season for Benevento, and it was against Frosinone, a team much higher in the league than us. And after this we had a draw with Spal. Why I didn't show any of the matches so far was because I didn't really trust that we would do a very good image there, so I thought that we would get all defeats, and I wasn't pretty sure that the tactic would work and everything else would work. But now that I see that we managed to get 1 win against a much better side of Frosinone, I'm a little bit more confident. I couldn't say that I think that this is the tactic and this is how we are going to reach the playoffs, because in the end, as probably we discussed last time, probably we were planning to get into the playoffs, so this means 8th place here, 26. Now we are here with 22 on 12th place, so we need 4 more points and we need to be a little bit higher in the league. Not impossible, but I would tell you that it will be very hard. Why? There are a few things. One of them, almost everybody in the squad wants to leave. Almost everyone in the squad wants to leave. What does it mean? It means that we need to sell players because they don't want to remain around here. And if we are going to a beautiful thing that Football Manager has, which is hierarchy, I had 3 guys here. And probably you remember about one of them, Kamil Glik, a Polish central defender. He was one of the leaders, captain or vice captain, I think captain. I removed his armband just as I arrived because I needed to, put my touch, my fist of dictator in the dressing room. Of course, that wasn't the case because they were all wanted to leave. Letizia also wants to leave. Gaetano Letizia, a guy who has been with the club for some time, he's joining Parma, and we managed to sell him for 1.7 million, which I think it's quite good considering that we bought him for 1.8 a long time ago. He was good, but he's 33, quite a big salary, 647k euro per year. Artur Ionita, another very big salary. His contract is expiring in 2024 and a lot of teams want him. He wants to leave for free. I couldn't convince him in any way to stay at the club. And we have many others that are kind of, wanted, and they also want to leave because the team relegated and so on. Out of these, internal problems and more personal issues of the players that they don't want to stay, we still have a lot of other issues. As an example, 2 of them I think they are due to, stupidity of the previous manager or very bad squad management. Matteo Grandi is unregistered, so we don't have a second goalkeeper. If you can believe this, we are in December, so We still have one match and we still have 6 or 7 days, I think, until 2nd of January when we can register players again. So Matteo Grandi is a player that came last season to Benevento for 130k. Of course, he didn't play any matches in Serie A, but now he is not registered, so we don't have a second goalkeeper. So I had to get Gaspare Murassa from the under 20s to be my substitute goalkeeper because I didn't have any, if you can believe it. The other one is Michael Svoboda, Mikhail Svoboda, Austrian player who is loaned from Venezia, and we are about to buy him, I think, for 1.2 million, which to me it's huge amount, but this was already dealt with before I came in. Central defender, not very bad, quite decent, I would say. He will not be the first choice central defender, but he can be there in the discussion. He is also unregistered. So why would you get a guy on loan with the obligation or with the deal already signed to buy him next summer, but you don't register him for the league? And it's not like Benevento is playing in any other competitions, knocked out first round by Genoa in the Italian Cup. So at least we are one level above and we are playing the Italian Cup, because if you remember, in Serie C you don't play the Italian Cup. Only a few teams from Serie C are able or qualified to play in the Italian Cup. There are a few other issues with the squad, mainly in the attacking part. It's a very numerous squad, a lot of players. We have a lot of players here. Some of them we will look to offload. We have already a couple of them, like Pedro Pereira. I was telling you about Gaetano Letizia. They are turning into other squads because we had some contracts accepted, some offers accepted. Andres Teo also going to Empoli. And we will have many other players to be sold. Incomings, because we will need a lot of incomings, and it's good that we are still decent in the league table before the transfer market opens. We have only 2 matches in January, so we are able to deep dive into the transfer market and get a couple of players that could improve highly our squad. I have some lists, of course. I have already done some research and offered some contracts to some of these guys. Gianluca Lapadula, who is a striker that played for Benevento in the past. He used to be a Pescara wonder kid, but he was more as a one season wonder instead of a wonder kid. Capocannoniere, as they say in Italia, so the top goal scorer in Serie C in 14-15, top goal scorer in Serie B in 15-16. Then Milan grabbed him for 9 million, but he only played one season and scored 8 goals in Serie A, so not near Capocannoniere in Serie A. But then he came to, let's say, lower rated clubs like Lecce and Benevento, and he scored a couple of goals there. Benevento sold him for 3.7 million to Verona in 2011, and I'm about to bring him back for, I hope, below 400k. We already made an offer. We made an offer also for a contract, 1.5 year contract, so 18 months. This means that he will be here for the next 6 months and also for next year. Now that is negotiable because we might not need him next season in case in the summer we are able to make a bigger transfer. Let's wait, let's take it one step at a time, one guy at a time. Yeah, David Zima is the other one, central defender from Torino. I want him on loan. I think he is a little bit better, not a lot, but considering that he was bought by a Serie A team, he didn't play in the last 2 seasons, so that's not very good news. I see him as a little bit better compared to what we have. Maybe not really as good as Jesus Vallejo. That is also debatable, but if we are looking at him playing central defender, Jesus Vallejo looks a little bit better. But anyway, David Zima should at least improve our squad depth if we are looking at this so the squad would be a little bit better in quality, and this is what we need. Tommaso Pobega is the other one that I want from Milan. He also played for Torino. He played only 2 matches last season and 0 matches this season, so not a lot of game experience. So I would like to get him on loan. He is obviously better than our central midfielders, so I can get him for the next 6 months, preferably just paying his salary. Now going forward, we will have a match with Brescia, which will be the last match of the year. Then we will go to transfer market, so 31st of December, match with Brescia. So before going into the game, I have 2 pieces of news that I need to tell you. First one is that we managed to get the signatures on the contracts from David Zima and Gianluca Lapadula, but Tommaso Pobega unfortunately refused to come to us as a loanee. And just to manage your expectation, in the words of a very nice cartoon character, if this game is going to be very, very quiet...
Shh, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
You should know why. And this is why the tactic that I have put in place so far, without the new signings and without trying to, show off with the teams, knowing that we are quite struggling in the league, is a little bit more defensive, is a 4-2-3-1 with 2 defensive midfielders, and we are playing very wide. We are playing on the sides, on the wings. We are playing on the wings. This means that we are going to pass into space and focus the play down the left and down the right, extremely wide, with quite a high tempo and so on. Of course, counter attacking, counter press. But what I have noticed is, even if we have these counter attacking, counter press, lower line of engagement, but with a little bit more trigger press, as long as we are balanced and we are not going more defensive, like cautious or very defensive or defensive, we are making quite good possession here in Serie B, which means that our players really can pass a ball and they can hold it or progress with it and so on. So it means that even with this kind of defensive shape that we are trying to make, like this horseshoe here playing on the sides, but also having these guys here as attackers and trying to make things happen, we still have a lot of possession, more than I expected at least. So just to manage your expectations, this is why we are going to see probably very few highlights. Football Manager is also unexpected, and the ball is round and anything can happen, just like the lazy commentators are saying. So let's go to the match. So boys and girls, we are starting the match. We are playing Brescia. They are in 7th position, but according to the, let's say, latest matches that we played against, like Cittadella, Frosinone or Spal, they are supposed to be an easier side, an easier play. But let's see how things pan out. So we have the first highlight in the 5th minute. As I was telling you, I was not expecting so many highlights. But let's see, because maybe this Brescia side is really very good, and yeah, see, we're playing a standard defensive line, but we will make some small adjustments from time to time. We will change a little bit players like Caio and Viviani, and we will do some small tweaks here and there, like putting Crociata as a Engache, and then maybe Ekuban can play also as an advanced forward. So we will try to do these tweaks every 15 or 20 minutes so that we bring in a little bit of surprise. It seems that they have the possession, and if we are looking at the stats, they have 59% of possession, which was, let's say, what I was expecting from the beginning from this tactic. But sometimes things are a little bit different than what you are expecting. Vallejo with a pass quite Oh, unsecure there, let's say. A little bit too long. Now, success for Brescia. Aye. What a pass. Bertagnoli hits the bar. I think he hit the bar. Not bad. Not bad for us, at least. Let's maybe do another little tweak here. We're bringing Crociana on this side. And then maybe we're changing Piazza with Ekuban. Ekuban can also play here. Calo and Viviani can also change a little bit, so that we managed to surprise them a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I think that we didn't play that bad, but we didn't really show that we could have any kind of control over this match. But I don't think that they had any control outside of just having more possession. I don't think. Now it's a throw-in. Throw-ins are always very dangerous. Edera hits the bar. So they hit the woodwork 2 times in this match. We have a little bit of luck also. They have an XG of over 1 already. We should have defended against that. What I will say is that we need tighter marking, a bit lower, and we will play with a higher engagement line, so the team will be much larger on the vertical, and I will need to change something in the attacking outlet because it seems that it doesn't work. So it will be Serie for Piazza here. No, I will keep them just like this, but instead of it I will put a Cuban as an inside forward attack with Crociata on this side and the Serie on this side, and I think that would be it, right? Maybe a little more direct passing, because anyway we don't have possession, so we might as well have direct passes. So second half with not a lot of highlights. We don't increase our XG, we don't have so many shots, we just increased our XG with a shot outside the target. But of course not a lot of highlights. We will make another change. We don't have a lot of attacking players, but what we can do, we can bring in 2 midfielders to kind of keep the ball there a little bit better. So one would be Artur Ionica, and I will bring him for Viviani, who had a yellow card for a long time. And the second one, I have no idea who to bring in because these players don't play a lot, so I will bring in Salvatore Elia for Peasant, and he will play like wide playmaker support, and he will sit narrower, which is correct, while Crociata will be advancing playmaker support. Okay, let's go forward. 10 minutes left. 0-0. There will be a lot of 0-0s, a lot of draws, but unfortunately that will not bring us to the 8th place, to the playoffs. We will need to score a few goals. Improta now. Caio. Elia. Caio loses the ball, and now Bertagnoli and Jesus Vallejo. It's fast enough. Paleari with a long ball. We are losing the headers. Baluzza. Canotto. Capone now. Capone! Whoa! I think they hit also again for a 3rd time. They hit the post. Now they hit the crossbar with Capone. C. Capone. I don't know. He's not Al Capone for sure. And they have a corner. The last. Oh, and they're scoring in the last minute of the game. Mangraviti. Incredible. So we are losing in the last corner of the game. Capone again and Mangraviti with the header. So even with tight marking. We get a goal right at the last minute against Brescia, so this is the second loss that we're making in Serie B, but still it's exciting. We have the transfer market to go and we have some chances to get to our objective and hopefully at least keep our job until end of the season, you know. See you next time.